This tutorial will show you how to find the minimum value of the graph using the calculator. It's going to be a similar functionality as the maximum, only we're going to pick a different option, okay, but the setup is the same and the values are the same. So let's go ahead and do it with our three functions here. This time I'm going to use the function 3x squared plus 1 to start with. Hit y equals. Clear out the old function. Plug in 3x squared plus 1. Hit graph. Notice this graph turns upward, not downward. So the turning point is not a maximum value here, it's a minimum value. Now to find that value, use the same functions that we did with the previous one, but one with a different option. Hit second calc. Instead of selecting 4 for maximum, we select 3 for minimum. Move to the left of the minimum value, hit enter. Move to the right of the minimum value, hit enter. Hit enter again. It's going to tell me that the x value in this case is 6.69 or 6.7 if you want to round it, but the y value is 1. That's the minimum value. Is the y value, just like before. The next function I'm going to plug in. Same way. Hit y equals. Clear out the old one. Put in the new one. We're going to do x cubed minus 2x squared minus 3x plus 4. Hit graph. Again, this has 2 turning points. So I'm looking not for the maximum, but I'm looking for the minimum value where it turns upward. Again, you hit second calc. 3 for minimum. Mark the left-hand side of the minimum value. Mark the right-hand side of the minimum value. Hit enter. And it's going to give me that the x value in this case is 1.89. The y value is minus 2.06. Last but not least, I'm going to do the last function. 2x squared plus 3x plus 1. Hit y equals. Clear out the old function. Put in a new function. Do 2x squared plus 3x plus 1. Hit graph. Okay, notice we got a parabola, but one parabola, one turning point, but it's kind of on the x-axis. We're not sure if it's on there, but we're going to find out for sure. Hit second calc. Do 3 for minimum. Arrow to the left. Hit enter. Arrow to the right. Hit enter. Hit enter. Turns out, well, this is real small. Feel that? It is y equals minus 0.125. It's not quite at 0. X in this case is minus 0.75. Now, if you notice, one common thing you can notice about these two. How do you know that it's going to be a maximum or a minimum value? Well, it's actually pretty easy. You have to look at the leading coefficient of each of these functions. Okay, with the exception of the cube anyway. For the squares, you look at the leading coefficient. For the squares, if the leading coefficient is positive, 3 or 2, you're actually going to have a minimum. If you look at my previous examples, okay, the coefficient in front of the x squared is negative. If it's a negative coefficient, that means it's a maximum. So that is one property of functions you're going to be able to use to determine if you have a maximum or a minimum value. This concludes my tutorial on finding minimum values as well as maximum values using the graphical calculator.